Rise and Shine Rwanda, it's Monday the 25th of May.
Coming up on today's Rise and Shine Rwanda.
Athletes run for peace as the International Kigali Peace Marathon is once again a huge success.
We investigate the reason behind the high prices in foodstuff in Rwanda.
And it's Motivation Monday, and today we focus on the little ones. Good morning, it's just after 7 o'clock in the morning and you're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Regis Isheja.
And me, Makeda Mahario. Over the next hour, we'll be bringing you the latest news, sports, and lifestyle headlines from here in Rwanda and around the world. And Fidelis is here with us in studio. Unfortunately, Arnold could not be here for sports today.
We'll hold it down for you, Arnold.
Well, you will, anyway. What do you have for us in the world of business?
Well, in business, I hit a local market. Find out what's happening with the food prices. It's crazy lately, you know. Everyone's complaining, so I want to be part of the whole thing and just get a solution for this.
Thank you. I needed to know that, actually. I was starting to get worried.
Well, it's good to know, Fifi. You can text her at times when you're not sure of what people are telling you.
Exactly.
She got the money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Well, all that and more is still to come, but first, Rise and Shine, story of the day.
As Kenya's Ezekiel Kemboi Omulo won the 2015 edition of the Kigali Peace Marathon yesterday, many were just happy to finish the race as the sun was shining bright on the capital. About 2,500 participants, that's a record attendance for the franchise, as participants hailed from all over the world, all in Kigali to run for peace. Take a look. About 2,500 athletes from up to 30 countries across the world took part yesterday in the 2015 edition of the Kigali International Peace Marathon. Starting and ending at Amahoro Stadium, the competition has become a yearly showstopper as Kigalians fill the streets to encourage the participants. This year, Ezekiel Kemboi Omulo from Kenya won the 42-kilometer race with local Jean-Baptiste Ruvubi and other Kenyan Bernard Kipkenish Kimayo coming in at second and third respectively.
First of all, I would like to thank God because of his opportunity to give me this year 2015 I ran again Rwanda Peace Marathon. This year it was my second time to come here in Rwanda. Last year I came here to run full marathon 42 and I win last year marathon. This year I change again. I came to half marathon because I have a competition next week in Europe.
Men, women, young and old, they all took in the event as the sun was shining bright on the capital.
Umwaka ushize nabaye wa gatanu ariko mu byukuri umwanya wa gatanu nabonye waranshimishije ako ntago ari cyane nibwo navuze ntengeye gukora imyitozo ndebe ko nagira ite najya kuri podium we nakabona umwanya wa mbere wa kabiri wa gatatu ariko umwanya wa mbere ntago washobotse cyangwa wa kabiri ariko nagerageje mbona umwanya wa gatatu ariko n'uwo mwanya ndawushimira Imana. Umukoci wanjye yaramfashije rwabuhi cyane rwose nta kintu nabwo nabuze narabibonye mu byukuri ahangaha buriya ni ukuvuga ko umwaka utaha buriya nabwo nziyongera wenda mbo wa kabiri cyangwa se mbo wa mbere.
2,500 participants, that's a record attendance at the annual event, with runners hailing from as far as Japan, Malaysia, China and South Korea, but also the United States and Europe. Strength in numbers indeed. Regis Isheja, Rise and Shine Rwanda. And joining us in studio now is Alain Numa from MTN Rwanda. Good morning, Alain.
Good morning, Regis.
All right, so you're the PR guy. You're the guy that sells the product here. But even you had to enjoy yourself. I met you yesterday in the morning when you were, accompanying the runners and doing what you do.
Yes.
I mean, what did you think of this edition? I know you guys do sponsor the event every year. What did you think of this year's edition?
Very happy actually. The way it happened, this was totally different to the edition, the 10th edition. And I can say that it's improving year by year and expecting more in 2016 because this year we have more participants and the organization itself, it was somehow good and expecting more. On behalf of MTN, I thank everyone who ran this marathon and all sponsors, all partners, and calling others to join and to make this a success.
Right. So why does MTN get involved every year? Why is it a priority?
Okay, first of all, MTN in its politics, on sponsorship politics, we support sports and others. But now on sports, this year and last year, the focus was on marathon, and this goes to the period. The theme of this year was peace beyond borders, and why is because now the country is still in a period of commemoration of the genocide. So now, and MTN as the government partner, we support government in everything, but especially in this period when we join Rwandans to support this initiative. And we joined this initiative in last year, 2014. That was the 10th edition. So we joined the Rwanda Athletics Federation and Minispoc. Now we want to go no stop. I think all editions we are going to be part of it, and because we are seeing it growing year by year. And again on top of that is MTN. There are three domains. There is one, this is the get together, the networking, where we find our clients. This is the time we mingle with them and tell us what we think about us, and we tell them what we have as plans for them. Another thing is to support sports, and not only running, not only doing marathon.
Yeah, because you guys also, like, yes, during this event and following the event, there's money that's going to be injected in helping certain families. How is that going to be done?
The money we are collecting as people register for this marathon, like what happened last year, it was 2,000 per person, and the money collected, we visited the mobilization people, the peace fighters, right, living in Kanombe Nyarugunga. So we sponsored them. They have a hall. We managed to give them some chairs and the TV and the full connection DSTV for a year. And now I believe they are screening matches, these EPL matches, right, and this to get something in return for them. These are the people that were peace fighters. They are in wheelchairs. So, and this year, we are doing the same thing, not for the same guys, but now we are waiting for the federation to decide where to divert this donation. And we are expecting to visit the same people, those who were part of the fight of the peace in 1994. Right. Mm.
So you mentioned that MTN is going to be involved every year. What are the plans to make next year's marathon bigger and
even
better
bigger than it
was this year? Because we see that people from around the world came here, you know, and this could possibly become one of the tourist attractions for Rwanda and things like that.
It's an international competition already. It's on the IAF.
What are the plans to make it better?
As Alain, now let me say, as Alain, what I've realized is, first of all, we need to make a plan for before, and we have enough time of communication because that's what is needed. And again, to look for more sponsors, because only MTN can't afford to make it like a success. A success means a lot of injection. So we are calling all private sectors to be part of this, to inject money. Money is, we are getting people, even these international athletes, these professionals, coming in here, because now there are some people like Kiprotich of Kenya or Uganda. He can't come for 1 million. Right. No, just
he's used to running the Rome Marathon and the
yes.
Paris
Where is money? $10,000. Yes, I'm coming. $1,000. Let me just keep. So this is what I think. But again, as MTN, proper planning. Proper planning means in conjunction with the Rwanda Athletics Federation, it's becoming huge. And we need to get prepared, because why not? Next year you may find people registering 10,000.
That's what I was going to talk about.
Yeah.
Just to piggyback on Makeda's question, I mean, 2,500 participants this year, that's a record. They had to go to MTN Center and MTN at UTC also. I mean, is there a way to make it broader so that even people inside the country can participate, so that it's not just limited to people living in Kigali and elsewhere?
Yes, we have now participants from across countrywide, and this is only, the way it happened was through mobile money. And
that's amazing,
people were registering through mobile money, and they came like Friday or Saturday to collect their kits.
Right.
And the only thing they were supposed to do is to show their SMS. This is the reply I got. Yes, registered, 2,000, paid 5 kilometers. This is your kit. And we're happy on people who registered through mobile money. We put this mobile money registration because of people who doesn't have time. Right. They don't have time, they are out of office, but they can still register through mobile money and come collect their kit on the weekend. So this is what happened, and hope next year to make it much easier so that a lot of people can register through mobile money.
And I'm sure it will be, and many other ways, hopefully.
Yeah, it's a mix of sports, business, ICT. There's basically everything, like
everything. And now we have like almost 500 people who registered through mobile money, and
next year,
most of them are those ones from
the
yeah.
Well, that's really great. Thank you so much for joining us today.
And come back.
For sure. For sure. We'll be inviting you back.
Thank you very much.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda. We'll be right back.
Here is to traveling and saving. Starting 1st of April to the 1st of June, travel with Rwanda and take advantage of our reduced fares and enjoy our world-class services in great comfort and safety.
Fly our dream to the heart of Africa.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Business Now. Fidelis Karangwa has the details.
Business stories making headlines today. Rice farmers in Kabuye will not be able to harvest all their produce after heavy rain flooded their rice fields in North Rutongo. Experts say the flooding is related to a filter that Kabuye sugar mill constructed on River Nyabarongo, which overflows onto the rice plantations, causing destruction. And although Kabuye Sugar Factory employees offer to help to rectify this problem, the farmers say they expect to make a loss of up to 300 metric tons. The government has plans to sign a memorandum of understanding with Sino Hydro Corporation a Chinese state-owned company aimed at establishing a framework that will help fast-track the development of 122 megawatts Nyabarongo 2 power projects. The agreement will be signed at the end of this year and will see investors draft a proposal and quotations for the project, and will also undertake it and build and operate under the transfer model. It is expected that the Chinese will hand over the project after recouping money invested, as well as agreed on in the power purchasing agreement between the two parties. And Rwanda Agricultural Board is on the spot for wasteful expenditure after it emerged that imported farm machinery worth billions of francs has been lying idle for 7 years. The equipment worth $2 million has been used in mechanization programs to boost agriculture, but officials say poor planning is to blame for the loss, as some of the equipment was not necessary and others is not used in the agricultural sector. Now, since the year started, prices for various goods have significantly gone up, and although people expected this to change, it has not been the case, especially for foodstuffs. Well, since the situation started causing panic among people, I went to a local market in Kigali to learn more about it. Take a look.
The Kimirongo market is well known for being one of the busiest markets in Kigali, but here on a day famously known as the market day for the amount of traffic that sellers get, it is obvious to see the significant decrease in the amount of customers shopping in the markets, something that the sellers say is hindering their businesses.
umuntu ashobora kuba yarangura nk'imboga nka 500 cyangwa ibiro 500 by'amashaza akaba yabirangiza, ariko nk'ubu hari igihe umuntu arangiza na 200 cyangwa se 150. Iyo acuruje ku iseta ntabwo ibiro 300 wabirangura ngo birangize.
So what is behind this unfortunate situation? Well, high tax fees and increase in retail prices from the farmers are to blame, as sellers say it is what is forcing them to charge more for items than they did in the past.
Nk'ubu ndacuruza hanga njya kurangura mu ntara ngira nka Kamuhanda bakansoresha, najya hano nkakubitaho umusoro w'ukwezi, naho kubitaho umusoro w'ukwezi nkakubitaho nayo kwishyura abakora amasoko, ugasanga n'ubundi bintu bigiye hayi cyane, ugasanga ariyo mpamvu bihenze. Kuko iyo nishyuye umusoro wa Kamuhanda aho naranguriye, nishyura n'umusoro wo ku iseta aho ncururiza, nishyura n'umutekano, nishyura n'isuku, urumva ko ibintu biba bigomba kuzamuka.
Ibiciro ukuntu bizamuka ntabwo ari twebwe tushiraho ibiciro tubikura mu masoko aho turangurira. Nk'ubu nk'igiciro cy'itomati ibase twaranguraga nk'ibihumbi 6,000 turi kwirangura nka 12. Donc ikiro cy'itomati kiragera hano gihagaze nka 500. Ntabwo ari twebwe dushiraho ibiciro, ahubwo ibiciro bishyirwaho n'abahinzi.
And in the same understanding, both the sellers and buyers agree that the best way to solve this problem is by helping the farmers to be able to grow more crops at a lower cost.
Twumva nko ku byo leta yadufasha, wenda babwira ku by'abahinzi, ubuhinzi bukazamuka. Kuko twebwe ku cyacu giti nta kindi twabihinduraho. Niba twaguraga karoti twaranguraga nk'umufuka tukawurangura wenda nka 30 ukaba kuri 50 n'andi, urumva harimo difference, ibintu byariyongereye byarahenze. Ubwo bikaba ngombwa ko ikiro cya karoti kigura 700 cyaraguraga 300. Ubwo abahinzi nibo batubwira ko ibintu byagize kandi twabura kurangura. Uko dusanze ku isoko bihagaze niko turangura kugira ngo n'ubundi bucuruzi bwacu bukomeze.
As we head into the dry season, fears continue to build up that things are only going to get worse, although many hope that soon the government will do something to solve this situation. Karangwa Fidelis, Rise and Shine Rwanda.
Now, the thing that I would really like to know is, we've reported on this show before, because I did a report on produce. You know, gas prices have gone down, and we've tried to get Rura on the show, but they haven't come on the show. How come, you know, gas prices are going down and the goods are being brought by cars, obviously? Exactly. How come the food prices are not going down?
Well, like they said, you know, they're still paying very high taxes. Like you said, clearly, Rura has not yet adjusted the prices for fuel to the prices for goods, so they're still paying a lot of taxes. And on top of that, they keep on saying, you know, we're still in the rainy season, and things are not as cheap as they would be. And, you know, we're heading to the dry season, which is normally the time when foodstuffs are expensive. So farmers are charging them a lot of money because we actually reported a lot about the rains, you know, apart from even people losing lives because of the rains that have been falling the past couple of months. Crops also, you know, dying, and they're making so many losses. So it's because of this, they're charging a lot of money for their crops, to sell their crops to the people, sell them to us in the market. And these guys also have to add prices like for their stations where they work from, because this is the market, they have to pay taxes for that. The people who clean the market, all these things. So all these little prices that they have to pay all add up, and then at the end of the day, we pay a lot of money for our food. Exactly.
Right.
So do you think that this is something that's going to pass, or at least the prices will be brought down just a bit after the rainy season is over? Because, you know, now it's starting to go out. We're starting to see sunny days again.
Exactly. So that's why I had to do a report on this, so that everyone can hear about it. But, you know, we're hoping for it, although, like I said, not many people feel like that's going to happen anytime soon, because this is something people have been talking about since the year started. Things should go down, and it hasn't happened yet. They don't see it happening now that we're going to the dry season. So we can only be hopeful, but it doesn't look good.
Now, to the people you spoke at the market, did you have a sense that they've maybe sent someone to, you know, Rwanda, to a ministry to actually speak on the issue and then, you know, kind of have their back in a way? Because if you look at it, it's not like it's changing tomorrow. It's going to change at some point. But when?
Well, from what I was told is they keep on getting people from the ministry and from all these places come to the market to find out the new prices for goods. And they think the reason why they're trying to get this information is so they can work on it and put the prices lower. But that hasn't happened yet. And like I said, when I went there for the reports, they were telling me, please make sure this gets to the right people, because at the end of the day, it is also affecting them. Because as you saw, that was a weekend. Normally weekends, the market is packed. People are shopping for the rest of the week. But you could see there are very few people. Most of the sellers are seated. Most of them even didn't bother coming to work. It was quite a sad situation.
And when you were talking to some of the sellers, were they saying maybe exploring other farmers to buy from, or maybe starting their own farms or things like that?
Well, for now, what they think should be done quickly is to help the farmers themselves, the ones who are already doing this, who are already in this business, to grow some more crops and for a cheaper price. Because they say if they could farm more things and at a lower prices, then it would mean they charge them less.
Right.
So they say maybe more help should go towards the farmers themselves to try and help them produce more things. But, you know, with time, hopefully also them, you know, it all goes down to money. So if they have the money, they're more than willing to start their own.
Speaking of money, have you guys realized, Makeda and Fifi, that it's actually affecting how much money you're giving to the house help, how much money you're actually spending when you go to the market?
Everyone is like doubling. They were saying for them to get their produce, like they said, they'd pay 6,000 for a bucket of basin, or I mean a basin of tomatoes. Now they're paying 12,000. So basically, let's double the amount, and you expect that to reflect also on the money that we pay to our households, to everything in general.
And then there's the person who carries the food to the car, and then all that adds up.
All of those people. So it's basically, you know, we need to find a solution fast.
So I guess we need to just, you know, keep watching and see what happens with that. And
hopefully someone comes to the show, because we've been asking them to come. We've been placing calls. So come on, just a great report, Fifi. A lot of people are stopping us on the streets, telling us when are we going to do a report on the fact that, you know, gas prices went down, but food is still the same or maybe more.
Exactly. Right. Well, that's it.
Thanks so much, Fidelis. And of course, you're up to date with today's business headlines. Sports news is coming up in just a moment with Regis Isheja.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Time now for your sports news. I'm Regis Isheja. Starting with football, Rwanda under-23 side will have to overturn a 2-1 loss in the first leg of the CAF Under-23 Championship and Rio Olympic Games qualifier when they face Uganda in the return leg on May 31st at Nakivubu War Memorial Stadium. The Ugandan side, handled by former Amavubi Stars coach Milutin Micho Sredovic, punished Rwanda's custodian Olivier Kwizera for handling the ball with one leg outside the penalty box, for which Djiboutian center referee Suleiman Ahmed Jamal awarded the visitors a direct free kick. Fullback Dominique Savion-Chuti equalized for the home side in the 59th minute to bring back hope for Rwanda, but a lapse in concentration 10 minutes later saw substitute Muzamiru Mutiaba slot home into an open net to give the visitor a lead and an advantage going into the return leg. The winner of this tie will meet Egypt in the final round of qualification for the CAF Under-23 Championship that will be held in Dakar, Senegal from November 28th to December 12th. The top 3 nations at this tournament will qualify for the Rio 2016 Olympic Games in Brazil. The National Football League side SC Kiyovu Sport have sacked head coach Ali Bizimungu after a poor 2014-2015 season. Bizimungu was sacked after the club management accused him of going on local radios to talk about internal affairs of the club. The Mumena-based club finished in ninth position with 32 points, the first time ever that the club has finished in that position in its 51-year history. When contacted, Bizimungu said that they fired him because, quote, he said the truth, end quote. According to reliable sources, former Kiyovu Sport midfielder Hubert Bebe Nshizirungu could replace Bizimungu as head coach. Bizimungu becomes the first coach to lose his job at the close of the season. Cristiano Ronaldo has thrown his support behind Carlo Ancelotti as the football world awaits news of the Italian coach's future at Real Madrid. The Portuguese forward gave his public backing to the Italian, while teammate Rames Rodriguez warned the club against sacking the coach. Ronaldo tweeted a message of support along with a picture of the football giants embracing in the Santiago Bernabeu after the club's 7-3 thrashing at Getafe on Saturday, saying, quote, great coach and an amazing person. Hope we work together next season, end quote. The club finished 2 points behind in La Liga and were eliminated at the semi-final stage of the Champions League by Juventus and exited the Copa del Rey back in January. If sacked by Real Madrid, Ancelotti has indicated that he will take a sabbatical year from football. He has 1 year left on his 3-year contract at the Bernabeu. That's all for sports. Makera and I will be right back after the break with a wrap of the news headlines.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Let's take a look now at newsmaking headlines here in Rwanda and around the world.
His Excellency President Paul Kagame called on the youth to carry forward the legacy of Agaciro that has helped put the country on the road to prosperity. President Kagame was speaking at the Rwanda Youth Forum in Dallas, Texas, an event that brought together youth from across North America. He challenged the youth to seize Rwanda's opportunities, focus on excellence, and urged them not to tolerate mediocrity. The gathering brought together more than 500 young Rwandans from different corners of the United States, Canada, and Rwanda to talk about the role of the youth in the development of their country.
The Liberal Party issued a press statement calling for a review of the Constitution to allow President Kagame to run for another term as president. The statement, which was signed by the party's Vice President, Donatilla Mukabeliza, who is the Speaker of the Chamber of Deputies, requested that the Article 101 of the Constitution, which stipulates the number of terms a president can run, be amended and called for it to be tabled in Parliament so that they can start the process to amend the law as required under Article 193 of the Constitution. Last week, more than 200,000 youths marched into Parliament to request lawmakers to amend the Constitution.
In regional news, the leader of a Burundian opposition party, Zedi Feruzi, was reportedly shot and killed in Bujumbura. Feruzi's body was said to have been found in the Ngagara district of Bujumbura on Saturday evening. He was the head of the opposition party Union for Peace and Development. Leading opposition figure Agathon Rwasa said there was no information on who has killed Feruzi, but said he had spoken out against President Pierre Nkurunziza's decision to stand for a third term in office.
Ethiopians took to the polls yesterday to vote for a new parliament in the first election since the death of long-serving Prime Minister Meles Zenawi in 2012. The current parliament has only one opposition MP and Mr. Zenawi's successor, Haile Mariam Desalegn, who experts say is expected to hold on to power. More than 30 million Ethiopians registered to vote in various polling stations across the country. Final results will be released in a month. Zenawi's Ethiopian People's Revolutionary Democratic Front has been in power for almost a quarter of a century. Okay, lots more still to come. Lifestyle is up next. Plus, we take a look at what's hot right now in our daily debate section, Hot Topics. We'll be right back.
Here is to traveling and saving. Starting 1st of April to the 1st of June, travel with Rwanda and take advantage of our reduced fares and enjoy our world-class services in great comfort and safety.
Fly our dream to the heart of Africa.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda Lifestyle now. Makeda, what do you have for us?
I have our Motivation Monday feature.
All right.
Kids have all the energy in the world, and for the most part, they seem to always be running and playing. For that reason, I think many of us tend to forget the importance of fitness for the little ones. But the truth is, like all of the things that children are exposed to, developing a healthy fitness regime for kids creates a foundation for a healthy and active life ahead. Making sure that kiddies stay fit will ensure that they don't become overweight or lazy, and it's even proven to help them cope with stress. Take a look. Kids tend to naturally gravitate towards exercise, as most of them love to play and run around. But making sure that kids get that time in every day to maintain their physical fitness may be more essential than some of us may think.
Umwana agomba gukora siporo kugira ngo gumane ari ufite fresh mind, and say that, and then akomeza afite afitekereza umutwe neza.
And that's not all. Studies show that children engaging regularly in physical activity improves their concentration and thinking skills, even their social skills. Little ones staying active also has been shown to promote good sleeping habits and stress control. But what about the children that have no interest in sports, games, or exercise in general?
Bisaba ko ujyana nabo mu bitekerezo byabo icyo bashatse gukora ukakireba ubona nimba ari cyiza bituma yishima ko naho hari ikintu yakoze muri siporo kandi ari we kivuyemo. Icyambere umubyeyi ufite umwana utagororotse neza utishimana n'abandi umuzana mu bandi kugira ngo agirane umubano n'abandi bana nk'ubarimo abana hano baza ubona adashaka gukorana n'abandi ubona ashaka gukora ibyiwe yarakaye cyane ariko buhoro buhoro umwana agenda asanga abandi banganya imyaka bakina baseka nawe agasanga byarangiye kuba.
Benefits such as improved posture, balance, self-esteem, and stronger bones are some of the reason parents and doctors insist on kids exercising daily. The kids, though, they seem to have their own reasons. I asked a few of them from this fitness class what they liked about exercising.
Yes, it was really fun and great. My favorite game was tag. Okay. Tag. And we were having fun.
Some of the kids had so much fun, they were left speechless.
And what was your favorite part? I don't know.
You don't know? In a world of vegetables and homework, it seems exercise is a great way to keep parents and kids alike with smiles on their faces. Makeda Mahadio, Rise and Shine Rwanda.
They're so adorable.
How cute was that?
I'm so jealous of you. I've done that one.
Really?
No, for real. That was really nice.
Yeah. So you know what? Actually, when I was doing this, when I was doing this report, I was thinking about the report that you did a few weeks back on pregnant women. You know, the kind of way that they can stay in shape while they're pregnant and different things like that. Did you know anything, or did you learn anything new from this video?
Well, for starters, I'm impressed so many people are getting into this. It's not something that you see every day, because most people, whenever go to the gym, when they start exercising, they don't always take their kids along. So it's good to know that some people are already considering it. It's actually a very good thing. And it's always good to start early. Like with any other sport, even with kids, it's always good to start them on exercise when they're younger. This way, it's something that becomes a lifestyle for them. It's not something that they start after they've grown up, after they've gained weight, after you're basically gone like the rest of us.
Yeah.
So basically, it's good to start when you're young, when you still have all the energy. So
and I felt like these fitness classes that are there at the gym, and I'm sure they're at other gyms too. It's really good, but also putting kids into dancing or different kind of sports, football or whatever it is, from when they're young, it really makes them kind of grow up with that idea of fitness being important and different things like that. They say it even helps you in school and all
and
that.
Exactly, especially in a world where I hear Regis and Arnold talk about it every day. We don't have enough trained football players, all these other games. It's good if you start a kid early, then maybe they can develop it, maybe it can become a talent for them, maybe it can become a career for them. So why not? People should do this all the time.
Now, You know, this is really good. You know, kids need to stay fit, and a lot of times they do. You know, they're always playing around and stuff, and we know that it's important for them to try and always stay fit. But I want to know now about Fidelis' fitness journey, because we remember months ago you started this fitness thing, and you know, we wanted to see the full circle, and we've seen the reports with you getting measured, and you know, so what is going on in that journey now?
You know what, the journey is finally coming to an end, and I'm going to prepare, God help me, and I have lost the weight, I hope, and I'm going to prepare a nice report for you guys, so you know, if I actually made it or not, or if I just, went behind and had pizzas after the gym. You're going to find out either way.
Well, you definitely have the knowledge that comes from it,
for sure. I feel like I know so much right now, and even without knowing it, I find myself putting these things into my life now. Like, I tend to make healthier choices than I did before, and I feel like it's because of this program that I did. I used to know these things before, but not necessarily do them. Right. But with the program, I've been pushed to actually start doing them, and now I feel like I'm a better person, slowly but steadily. I can't say I'm perfect yet. I have so many flaws.
But it's a journey, right?
Exactly. But then again, what's important is every week I set the week and I tell myself, today is the day. This is the week when I don't make a single mistake. Then I do, and then I feel bad, and then but it's a cycle.
It's a cycle.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, hopefully you get better with that, and I can't wait to see the report that you're going to do on your progress.
I'm
so
sure
far.
you can't.
Oh yeah. Oh, trust me. Trust me. No, I'm kidding. All right. Well, thank you so much, Fifi, for talking to us today. And don't forget, if you have your kids, that are not quite social, or maybe they're struggling in certain ways, maybe they need to get a little bit more fitness in their diet. All right. Don't go anywhere. Hot Topics is coming up next. Welcome back. It's that Hot Topics time again. As always, we're always searching for all the things that you need to know. So make sure that you join in on the conversation on Facebook or on Twitter. Now, today's Hot Topic is actually about a Ugandan singer who is facing maybe 10 years in jail for her latest music video. All right. So the Ugandan singer is called Jemima Kansime, aka Panadol wa Basaja. Okay, she's from, it's an interesting name. She's from Uganda, and her latest song is called Ensolo Yanje. All right, so she put out a music video for it. That's her there that you're looking at. She put out a music video for it, and I suppose she's influenced by, and this is reported, she's influenced by Rihanna, by Nicki Minaj, and even in her own words, she says, she just wanted to see what people would like, and thought that she would kind of try and push the envelope a bit. Well, this music video is very, 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 very racy. She has on like underwear, kind of like a bikini or underwear with just a bra and a panty, and she's soaping herself suggestively in the video. All right, so basically the video is so explicit and racy that she had been put to jail. Basically, they arrested her because of last year's anti-pornography laws that were passed. Okay, so that happened in Uganda. We all heard about it. It was all over the news, and now she's the first person to actually be kind of arrested for that. So she's already served 5 weeks in prison for appearing in the video, and now she may be facing 10 years. So what do you guys think about this? I mean, the video it's very, it's inappropriate, all right? But at the end of the day, some people are also saying that the laws are very vague, the way that they're written. So it kind of can suppress, freedom of speech or freedom of expression or whatever it is, because the artist, she's saying, she decided to see if that's something that her fans would like. And on YouTube, it's gotten like almost 400,000 views already. So I don't know if that's because of the controversy or because her fans love it, but, what do you guys think about it?
Well, we've known for a long time now that sex sells. Now, I don't know if the law is adequate in this case because, if you take yourself outside of the Ugandan context, it happens all over the world. People don't go to jail for 10 years for that. They don't even go to jail to begin with. So I just feel like it's art. They have maybe to allocate it for a certain time after kids have gone to bed, put a...
or just don't put it on TV. Yeah.
Or put it on TV, but at midnight. I don't know. I feel like there's always a place for everything, but done in a tasty. I don't know. Like you have to. No, not tasty, but you know, you gotta mind for it. I mean, you gotta know where to put it depending on who's watching it. I mean,
so what do you think about this? Because actually it's a lot of feminists who are saying that the law is too vague for people to kind of understand, and you can throw anything into that. You can say a girl in a short skirt or a person who's in a video or whatever it is. So what do you think about it?
Well, for starters, I know the music industry is one very hard industry to get into and become successful, especially with competitors being like she said, her examples, Nicki Minaj and all these people. So she also has to do enough to make sure that her fans are entertained and she can compete with people who are at this level. But then again, also understand why they put this law for a reason. And I guess what's most important is they need to be very clear about what to do and what not to do, like down to the last bit. Because I mean, we've seen worse in videos from you know, all over West Africa, even the rest of the world, but you don't see other people being thrown in jail yet for it. So I think they should just be very specific. This way, by the time you even do it, you know for sure this is why I'm going to jail.
I also think it's very hypocritical because, I mean, just reverse roles. If Nicki Minaj was in Uganda and this lady was in the States, we wouldn't be talking about this conversation at all. So I don't know. I just feel like they're pushing it too, like a bit far.
I mean, hopefully, you know, this will, because she's the first person who has, you know, been in trouble for this particular law. So hopefully, you know, this will kind of push people to, you know, say, no, we need to have some specific stipulations written.
And they should also consider that these are things they actually need to do in the business that they're in. It's part of what sells their music.
I don't know.
It's entertainment. It's considered entertainment.
I mean, Madonna is Madonna for a reason.
It's considered
I just feel like people are
pushing
pushing
know
hey, Madonna is Madonna.
And
Panadol is Panadol. It's all good. But this video, I have to say, have you guys seen the music video? Well, voila. Okay, so the music video it's racy. It is racy. Okay?
But I mean, I've seen, other people have seen Rihanna videos and Nicki Minaj's videos that don't leave that much to, the imagination.
Yeah,
so
that's true. That's true. And also there is the fact that now, I was talking to some friends about it earlier, and I was saying, you know, man, when my kids grow up, I hope that, you know, this whole twerking phase or whatever it is over, because
I don't want to be pessimistic, but I don't think that's going anywhere anytime soon.
But you want to keep the videos now, and it's all
I think like as you said, this is not going to go away.
No.
I guess it comes down to how people are going to control their kids to make sure they actually don't watch it, because I mean, you can't stop people from doing what they do. What you can do is you can control the situation that you're in. You can control the people.
You think your mom had a tough job, raising you?
Oh, I loved Michael Jackson. He wasn't doing any of that.
Right. Okay. Well, don't forget, we love to hear your thoughts, comments, and feedback on what we're talking about here on Rise and Shine Rwanda. Tweet us at Rise and Shine or W. Like us on Facebook and send us ideas for programs. Check out our Rise and Shine Rwanda YouTube page where you can catch all the shows and the reports we do. Follow us on Instagram, Rise and Shine or W. We'd love to see your pictures. Or check out our Rise and Shine Rwanda website.
Well, that's all the time we have for today, but don't forget, we love to hear your comments, so do let us know if you have any idea for the show. You've been watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Makeda Mahario.
And me, Rigi Sisheja. We'll be here same time, same place tomorrow, so do join us then. But for now, from the two of us, and Fifi here, who represents the beautiful team, have a great day and a great week. Bye-bye.